Do not move. I'll return after I've finished killing your friends. If you get bored, I'll leave little Cain here for company. You may move. Greetings. I presume you are the ringleader of this little attempt on my life. I say I presume out of sheer politeness because I have recorded your entire plotting there. Are you surprised that an elder would use modern technology like this? There are many things you should be surprised by. Your picture of elders is blinkered, because you can see as far as the end of your nose, maybe one step further, and if you're really smart, maybe 2 steps further. So you picture elders as projecting yourself into the future. Not as far, it's good as far as it goes, but you're thinking that maybe in 75 years, after you've seen your mortal loves die, you'll be filled with lassitude, will be unable to keep up, and after 150 years will you have completely lost the plot. Us poor elders. But yes, there are some like that, and they normally die at 150 years. Because at that point, well, all the ideological battles of your youth, it's not that the ideology you had was lost, it's just it's no longer relevant. It's time to come for a new battle. Instead of Catholics versus Protestants, now you're hearing about these newfangled human rights things. Never heard of them before. Let's fight for them or against them. You have a new battle, maybe at 150. Then 200, yes. That battle's gone again. 250. You've had to reinvent yourself several times, but it's still... That is about the limit of your imagination. That is the elder that you can think of. Power-hungry, paranoid, stuck in their ways, desperate and afraid. And yes, there are some like that. And no, they don't exist anymore, or they don't exist for long. I'd say it's about 600. When you've seen cycles of new ideas, about 4 or 5 new cycles, you've completely reinvented yourself 5 times to keep abreast of the new world, and now you are something new. Anything that is too rigid there will freeze and get easily destroyed. Anything that is too flexible will just change constantly and will become anything, and then will be too easily destroyed. If you want to survive beyond 600, you need a mixture of rigidity and flexibility. You need to be a creature that understands everything, that understands novelty, that understands what changes and what doesn't, is always alert and has some core pushing them forward. It's often not enough. I've seen some 600-year-olds die within 200 years if their core is not good enough. Because we are dancing on constantly changing quicksand. That is what elders are. And that is not an easy dance. You need to find something. Extreme example, Solot. You heard of him? He went for saintliness. Woe is me. Please forgive me, my God. Oh, please. That was brilliant. You can milk regret for millennia, as I presume he has. Others can go for enlightened madness or humor, like I promise you, but when I kill you eventually, I'll do it with Cain. Isn't that funny? But yes, humor was not enough to propel me. In my case, well, curiosity and the desire to create new concepts and new organizations. The world is constantly changing, and the only way I could survive that was to change it continuously myself. I was sad, I'll tell you, very sad, when the Roman Empire, the western part, fell. I was inconsolable for decades. By the time the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, fell, I was fine. It was a project. Projects, you take them up, you drop them. The Ming Dynasty, I had no problem with that. It was glorious, and when it burnt, I moved on. Human rights, I mentioned that. One of my ideas. I didn't expect them to pick up quite as much as they did. They're around for another 50 years, 100 maybe? We'll see. It'll be quite interesting to see what replaces them. Ah yes, this is what an elder is. A being of continuous change and tricks. Now, you don't know what happened to the Ming Dynasty? Well, you can look it up eventually, when you get a moment of calm, after you escape the blood hunt. Yes, there is, of course, a blood hunt on you. It's the least I could do for you. I expect some marginal competence on your behalf to escape it. I would be very disappointed if you were to die in it, and believe me, I have ways of expressing my disappointment even beyond your death. It was one of my tricks for staying stable, is to plant little seeds of myself all across the world and come back and re-access them. I'll be seeing you in 200 years. Apologies to any loved ones you may have at that point. And yes, I will tear from your brain the memory of this conversation and the being that I once was. And if you've done anything particularly interesting in the time, I may give you another 200 years. And one day, you might be giving this speech to whatever cyber vampires exist at that time. Anyway, run along now. You've got a blood hunt to evade, and I have some bodies to burn. Be seeing you.